Howdy y'all and welcome back. Let's talk about the LaRue MBT, the meticulously built trigger. I feel like this is probably the most overlooked, best quality, best value at like around $100, two-stage trigger that you can put in an AR. And I hardly ever hear anybody talking about them. Quite a few of my friends have them. We all love them. When they fairly shortly after they came out, I put one in my L7, my Rocket Armory build. It's the original curved shoe trigger. And then when the flat face triggers came out, I put one of those in my 16-inch build. That's my kind of reaching out and touching someone build with a low power variable optic on it. And I love that flat face trigger. And I love it so much that it really had me thinking about maybe picking up like one of the Geisley offerings with the flat bow, or maybe a Rise or something else. And because I just love the feeling of a flat face trigger. And then I realized that I'm poor, and I was like, you know what I can do instead is just take the flat trigger out of my 16-inch build and put it in my 14.5 build. And so that got me thinking about, when I put those in, so the MBTs come with a light spring, a trigger return spring, a light spring, and a heavy spring. And I put the light springs in them because we're always looking for that like way to cheat, right? But as I've gotten into running faster doubles or like strings, the one maybe pick that I had on them is that I wanted a little bit more positive reset. And so while swapping the triggers, I figured, let's go ahead and put in the heavier springs. So let's check it out over on the table. We'll do a before and after using the handy dandy trigger, real high speed scientific stuff here. And I'll meet you back up top in a minute. All right, so for the first round, we're zeroed out here. Start with the flat bow. I'm going to try to line it up down low on the trigger. And we are coming in just a hair over 4. And for the curved, same thing. Gonna try to get it down nice and low where my finger would be. And right at 3. Just right at 3. And charge them. And do it again. Right at 4. And again, that time I yanked a little and we came in just over 3. But again and again and again, consistently 4 or just a hair over, 3, just a hair over. All right, so I have swapped out the triggers and put in the heavier trigger return springs. Hopefully I've managed to do this without angering the YouTube gods because I didn't show any of the process. So we're pulling. I'm at 4 and 4.5 is my break. And let's give it one more. Zero it out. 4 to the wall. 4.5, just right at or under 4.5. And that's consistent with what I was getting off camera. And for the flat bow, now in L7, get down as low as I can on here, realistically, and I'm at 4.5, I'm at 5, I'm at 5.5. And let's just for good measure, that is consistent with what I was getting off camera, but we'll do it one more again. There's my 5 and 5, just a hair under 5.5. And it's, again, super crisp and clean. All right, so sometimes you can achieve victory without actually spending any money. So at 5.5 pounds, this is the lightest, crispest 5.5 pound trigger ever. I'm loving it. For this role as a home defense type setup, A little bit of extra pressure is perfectly acceptable, and it's still pretty, I mean, it's nice. So let's see if I can't show you the reset. I have trouble at this like angle writing the reset now because it's so positive, but we're off safe. So there's the take up. It's pretty short. It's definitely noticeably heavier with the heavier spring, but not heavy or anything. Real defined wall. There's the brake. It's ridiculous. Super positive reset. Ah, there it is. I was trying to ride that, but at this angle, I'm not going to be able to. So again, take up, brake, super positive reset. I mean, audible, tactile, like, that's just awesome. One more. All right, and let's check out the curved guy. And I think this is going to serve me well in the roll as a reaching out and touching something type of build. Take it off safe, and a little bit of take up at the wall. Brake. Oh, it's so good. Again, super positive reset. I'm having a hard time showing you how short the reset is because of that angle. But anyway, you get the idea, right? So I'm a happy guy. Didn't have to spend any money. That's a win. If you're in the market, check out the LaRue triggers, y'all. Value. So that's all I got for today. Until next time, be easy, y'all.